Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Well, welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, February 3rd. I'm Tori here with Erica and Lindsay. It is ladies' morning, everyone. Hello.
It is.
Huh?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, let's get started. We're kicking things off with a topic that's going to directly affect all of you. Will you get another stimulus check, which will mean more money in your pocket? So here's the deal. If you don't know what's going on, let me break it down. Democrats, including President Biden, are pushing for a $1.9 trillion rescue plan, which includes a $1,400 payment for most Americans. Now let's switch to the Republicans. On the other hand, they have proposed a plan which has a much smaller price tag at $600 billion and a smaller stimulus payment of only $1,000. So the question is, and I really want you to write in if you've never written in before, today's the day. Should President Biden walk the walk and compromise with Republicans, or should they push their plan through on their own as millions of Americans voted for them to do so? It's a good conversation. We're wanting to have it. Go to dblvote.com to tell us what you think. Erica, thoughts on should he walk the walk? Remember, he did have 10 Republican senators come for a meeting at the Oval Office a few days ago, and they sat and chatted. He's someone that's crossed the aisle. Should he cut the fat on his $1.9 trillion package so that at least that something can get through, or should he stick to his guns?
Well, I'm all for the American people getting as much support as needed. I mean, you have to consider how many people aren't even able to feed their families. However, I think $600 billion is a interesting number for a couple of reasons. That's also around the ballpark of how much these large financial institutions and companies have received. Only $110 billion of that has been accounted for in terms of the amount that has been given back. So the idea that you would subsidize these large companies and banks like Fannie Mae, like General Motors, and only give that same amount to the American people as a whole seems a little bit alarming to me at $600 billion.
Interesting.
And I think that's a good point, but those companies are paying tons of employees, right? So their livelihoods are on the line, so they need more money than individuals. And I think when you look at the numbers of $600 billion versus $1.9 trillion, that's more than double the amount. And so if we looked at the last stimulus plan that was proposed that got shut down by a lot of Republicans, was because there were tons of erroneous things in there, like things that Democrats wanted to go to these erroneous causes that really had nothing to do with actual cash in people's pockets. And so what is that extra money? If more than double is what we're asking for, we're only getting $400 more per check from the Republicans' plan versus the Democrats' plan. What's happening? Because if you count the number of people in the United States, that doesn't add up. So what else is in there? I think we need to be transparent about what they're trying to push through with this bill. The main thing is getting people the money that they need, getting people the help that they need, and not all these other extracurricular activities that are smushed in one bill because you think now's the time to get your agenda passed.
That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of conservatively fiscal people, or people that want to be a little bit more conservative, and they think $600 billion is enough. They also think the minimum wage hike that's been included in this to $15 doesn't need to be done at this time, right? We can do it later. Joe Biden has come back and said there's a difference between compromising on principle and compromising on policy, and he only worries about going too big with this policy, not too small, meaning I would even go bigger. And I agree with him. At this point, we are in extraordinary circumstances, and we need an extraordinary number to help 1 in 7 families who can't eat.
But we need a bigger plan, don't you think, about how we're going to figure out how to get people working from home, even people that can't possibly do that? Like, what is $1,400 going to do? A lot for the average American family, but after about 2 months, what is it going to do when you calculate the average rent in this country?
But isn't it better than zero?
But at the end of the day, this is a triage situation, so we are actually going to the most critical in this moment. So if that $1,400 is going to mean that, you know, you actually get to keep your heat on during the winter, or you actually get to feed your family that you haven't been able to feed in weeks and have had to stand in food lines, that is going to be critical. I do want to go back to the PPP that you referred to earlier, because I think that's where we need more transparency. It is a fallacy to believe that that money that for people to stay employed is actually being utilized for them to stay employed.
Because they convinced us that they were going to find companies that didn't do that. They didn't follow up with any of those companies.
And there are so many loopholes that we do not discuss. And at the end of the day, how many of those people whose jobs were supposed to be protected with PPP are still actually on those companies' payrolls? And that transparency is lacking. So I don't want people just to feel like this bailout for these huge companies really means that more people get to stay on the payroll.
Because that's not true all the time.
The company can sustain itself, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who was on the payroll before PPP gets to stay on the payroll after.
It doesn't always trickle down, people. That's exactly right. Let's take a look and see, because this affects all of you. Those who voted said they should push it through. 64% should Democrats push it through. It looks like it will get passed and by a thin margin, but that's what happens when you switch the power from the House and Senate from Republican to Democrat. Let us know. Keep writing us in. We're looking at your comments right now, but this next story is unbelievable. But we have a little quick warning to our viewers. Some of the content's a little graphic. It's medical. So if you're at all a bit squeamish, you just want to look away right now, but stay listening to us. Okay. This 22-year-old named Joe DeMeo underwent a groundbreaking surgery. Doctors performed the first successful face and double hand transplant all together in one surgery. This happened back in August. It took a team of more than 140 surgeons and nurses. He's already able to, look at this, use his new hands. He's doing all sorts of physical therapy. Look at that. As he begins his new life, DeMeo was involved in a very bad car accident in 2018 on his way home from a late shift at work. He fell asleep. His car burst into flames. There he is in the hospital, leaving him with burns over 80% of his body. Look at that. Along with terrible facial scarring, he also had to have his fingers amputated. But now doctors say he's got a new lease on life, and he says he wants to share his story because it's a big step in science and because he's proud to be a part of it. First of all, the doctors all said Joe was super chill, and that was one of the reasons they felt comfortable, because he was like, we can just do this, yes. And he also said the best part of having his fingers was to touch his dog's hair.
Yeah.
Just the little things, right? Like just to feel grass. I know I sound like crazy.
No.
Like
No.
rain, you know what I mean?
That's gratitude on a whole nother level.
Just
and the
ordinary.
idea that he's so ahead of schedule. I mean, able to grasp, I think his grip is at 20 pounds at this point, which is a year ahead of his schedule. So, I mean, he's been a miracle on every level.
And I think it's awesome when you think about, okay, I had a bad day because I had a headache, or, you know, all these stories that we do really put you in perspective. Like, you did not have a bad day, relax. You know, if somebody can come through this and Joe can be this strong and positive, that's the main thing. Positive after going through all this, that's amazing.
I think the attitude was important to the doctors. They said they wanted to find someone who felt that the positivity would never stop and that he was that guy. They also performed it in only 23 hours, which is a really short surgery for 2 hands and a face.
Yeah.
So really, they are bringing down that number from so long to that. But mazel tov to him and the doctors and nurses. That is unbelievable. Wow, science has come so far. Coming up on DBL, forget the football players. These pups are the real stars on Sunday. Yes, my producer hates it.
Yeah, not the only one.
Why the Puppy Bowl is the most watched event this weekend. Plus, we're getting another sneak peek at the hottest Super Bowl commercials this year. We're sharing our favorites. Before we go to break, though, check out our coworkers watching the show from home during the ongoing pandemic, doing all their magic behind the scenes. We couldn't do this without you guys. We mean it. We'll be right back.
Doctors have a warning about this year's Super Bowl. Don't let the football frenzy turn into a coronavirus super spreader event. Let's connect the dots. While the Super Bowl is not an official American holiday, it's a pretty big unofficial holiday, and like Thanksgiving and Christmas, health officials are concerned that a pandemic-weary public will let their guard down to gather with family and friends to watch the big game. They are reminding fans that coronavirus is still spreading, hospitals are still concerned about surges, and there are not enough people vaccinated yet. So why are doctors worried specifically about Super Bowl parties? The answer has to do with some of the reasons those parties are so great. Think of the plentiful snacks all passed around the room, or fans loudly cheering on their favorite team in close proximity, and the free-flowing alcohol that causes us to let our guard down. This year, the health experts are recommending keeping your watch party to people in your immediate household. If you are gathering with others, try to do it outside or in a well-ventilated area like a garage with the door open. Don't share snacks. Instead, let each person have their own. And if you are with people outside your bubble, keep those masks on.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. We're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face?
Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new
I agree with Al on this one.
every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo. I'm in control.
Welcome back to DBL, everyone. Quickly, we wanted to say hey to all our coworkers at home right now. We miss you guys. You're working hard and tuning in. Thank you for smiling, even if you don't think I'm funny.
Hey,
guys. We've got some more newly released Super Bowl ads for you. This time, the stars are coming out in the expensive ads, which cost more than $5 million for a 30-second spot. Up first, we got John Travolta and his daughter Ella. They're recreating a famous dance scene from Greece for Scott's Miracle Grow. Take a look.
Dad, it's the red one.
I know.
The other red one.
I know. Feeling good, like I should. We still got it.
So text me now and win the lawn and garden of your dreams.
Hey, Travoltas, don't be tickety-talking on my grass.
Feeling blessed.
First of all, I love that, but also because of Kelly, who died this year. That's very special.
Well, and Jet. I mean, they have had
you're right, his
so
son.
much tragedy in that family, and it's just nice to see them having a father-daughter moment.
It is. And to see John Travolta dance at any moment, I'm like, give me more.
Am I the only person who didn't know that these lawn brands had that much money? I just didn't calculate that there was like lawn brands that were rolling in dough for $5 million.
Especially after this year, because one thing that you could not find was like things for gardening.
Everybody was doing it.
Everybody was home.
That was the come up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for Scott's, though,
right?
and good for Travolts. That's not what they call them. Next up is a pretty steamy Amazon Alexa ad. Michael B. Jordan plays the embodiment of the voice recognition software. Just a reminder, he is People Magazine's reigning sexiest man alive. Let's check it out.
Alexa, turn on the sprinklers.
Honey, I already ran the sprinklers. Things are getting way too wet around here.
Alexa, dim the lights.
Alexa, lights up. Alexa, lights up.
Add bath oils to my shopping list.
Alexa, no, don't do that.
Okay, this is controversial because a woman could not do that. I mean, is that a double standard, or am I being DC PC? Am I being too PC?
Super Bowl ads.
Okay, but still, like a woman could be in a bikini, we'd all be like, that's horrific. Am I being too?
Excuse me, J-Lo was just, pretty risque for a cover of her recent album, and everybody applauded her. I mean, looking great at 50.
I mean, it was a good ad.
Let's be honest, the whole thing that makes this ad is the fact that Michael B. Jordan was People's sexiest man alive. So I think we've already just agreed that that's going to, be a part of it.
I think it's funny the way she speaks. Get me some bath oils.
The lighting here, everything is just like, I feel like I'm watching a short movie.
I love it. All right, last but not least is a Michelob Ultra ad for their organic seltzer. My God, seltzer's everywhere. All right, it's got a ton of big name stars, but not everything is as it seems, so let's take a look.
I want a hard seltzer that's USDA certified organic.
With no artificial aftertaste.
But in a world where most things seem real, sometimes they're not.
Cheeto.
Man, get off my boat.
That's fair.
New Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer is real, and it tastes that way. You're not real. You almost fooled me. Lookalikes. Phony.
New Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
I am going to watch that ad multiple times
to just
really see it, like, because you really can't tell.
I was lost. Yeah, I was like, that's not them. But also, I got to tell you, Erica, you and Anthony made Colin and I addicted to these seltzer drinks. So now we're going to get the best brands, and we can find the organic brands, because you guys told us about these things.
Seltzers are everything.
Yes. Well, because it's like you're kind of drinking, but not really.
But you're also kind of like refreshing yourself in your mind.
You're refreshing yourself.
Thank you. Right. That's all we're doing. I love it. Well, coming up on DBL, if you're not watching the Puppy Bowl, are you really a dog fan? We're chatting with the referee. Coming up next.
This was when I noticed how...
The Verify team takes on your questions to break down what's real and what's not. On January 6th, Brian Sicknick, a Capitol police officer, died during the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. And to honor his sacrifice, he will lie in honor in the Capitol Rotunda. And we've seen numerous questions about this process, so let's verify. What is lying in honor, and how does it differ from lying in state? And who has received this tribute in the past? Our sources are the architects of the Capitol, the History, Art, and Archives of the U.S. House of Representatives, and this report from the Congressional Research Service. Let's get to some definitions with the help of the architect of the Capitol. Lying in state is reserved for those who are government officials and military officers. In our history, this tribute has been given to 12 presidents, from Abraham Lincoln to George H.W. Bush. It's also gone to members of Congress, military commanders, and other notable figures such as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. 3 unknown soldiers have also received this tribute to honor those lost in 3 American wars. Meanwhile, lying in honor is reserved for private citizens. Officer Sicknick will be just the 5th person to receive this honor. Before him was Reverend Billy Graham, civil rights icon Rosa Parks, and 2 Capitol Police officers, Jacob Joseph Chestnut and John Michael Gibson, who were killed in the line of duty in 1998 when a gunman opened fire at the Capitol. As for when this tribute is given, the architect of the Capitol wrote that there's no specific rule or law on this. Quote, "Any person who has rendered distinguished service to the nation may lie in state if the family so wishes and Congress approves." With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. It's almost game time, and it'll be head-to-head, paw-to-paw, snout-to-snout action in this year's Puppy Bowl. Earlier, Al caught up with the referee, Dan Schachner, to talk all things puppies. It's DBL Spotlight, and you don't want to miss it.
Puppy Bowl referee Dan Schachner is back here on DBL. Welcome back to the show. Now let's get right into it, my brother. The Puppy Bowl always features dozens of adorable, fluffy puppies, of course. And this year's no different. So if you had to pick one, this is a tough question, just one to adopt this year, who is Dan taking home?
Ooh, great question. This year I'm partial to, because they have such great stories, the special needs dogs that we're featuring. We have sight impaired dogs, deaf dogs, blind dogs. We also have a dog named Jet who sadly lost both of his legs in an accident and has got 2 little wheels to keep him going in the front there. And believe it or not, this dog with just 2 legs and wheels was able to hold his own on the gridiron with all the other dogs. So honestly, I'd be partial towards Jet. And his wheels give him a little extra speed, so I'd look out for Jet in this year's Puppy Bowl, and yeah, he would be my first to adopt.
Dan, now I remember you from last year because we had you on, and you absolutely killed my co-host Tori's puppy quiz. But this year will not be easy because, you know, I'm not Tori. It's not going to be easy, all right? I'm asking the questions. So are you, Dan Schachner?
I'll do my best.
The K9 Trivia Guru, ready for round 2?
Yeah, let's try it. I don't know. Let's see.
Let's do it, brother. Okay. How big was the largest recorded litter of puppies?
Oh, that's got to be in the 20s. I'm not sure, but it's got to be like 23?
That's a good guess. Now it says the largest ever recorded litter belongs to a mastiff named Tia, who in 2004 mothered 24, so you were close.
27?
24 puppies.
Okay,
it was close. I'm giving you that one. We're 1 for 1. All right, so true or false? Puppies know how to manipulate us with their eyes.
I would say that is true.
That is true.
I mean, look at this guy.
I mean, see, just doing that, I'm not going to be able to work today. That's how cute that puppy is. Oh, my goodness.
Welcome to my world.
Yes.
Welcome to my world.
What a great world it must be. Now, they're saying that is true, that that when there are humans around, research shows that they are more likely to widen their gaze and put on what we call puppy dog eyes for our attention. And let me tell the puppies, it works 100 times out of 100, so it makes sense. Final question. Everyone knows that a dog's sense of smell is much stronger than our own. But is it true or false that they can actually smell our feelings? That's a tough one.
Emotional. Yeah, well, I think that there's a truth to that because I do believe some of the emotional support animals out there are trained to sense differences in, is it hormones? that are in humans. I think they can sense the differences in hormonal changes in humans, which allows them to be emotional support animals for stressful events like anxiety and things like that. So yes, I would say that's true.
That is a phenomenal answer. There is a reason you are the expert in this. It is true. Dogs can, for example, smell sweat on our skin when we become afraid or stressed. So with that said, first of all, you knocked the quiz out of the park again, Dan. That's why we love having you back here. We appreciate you chatting with us and for watching at home. So you guys, do me a favor, don't forget to catch the Puppy Bowl this Friday on Animal Planet or Discovery Plus. We'll be right back. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Oh, that doggy.
Promotional.
While the coronavirus vaccine rollout has been slow, we still don't have a solid timeline for when kids can get the shots. That may be about to change. Let's connect the dots. Pharma companies around the world ramped up clinical trials to get coronavirus vaccines done in record time, but those initial clinical trials only focused on adults. Trials on children didn't start until a few months ago, and even then, the youngest kids were still excluded. Plus, drug maker Moderna said it was having trouble recruiting enough young subjects for its trial. Despite all those struggles, infectious disease expert Anthony Fauci says he is hopeful that children will start being vaccinated by late spring or early summer. That's partly due to the fact they already know the vaccines are safe and effective in adults, so they can do smaller, quicker trials with kids. While kids don't seem to get as severe cases as adults, they are still getting sick and some have died. They can also pass on the virus to others. That is why experts say getting them vaccinated will be key to reaching herd immunity in the U.S. In fact, there are reports that at least one country, Israel, has vaccinated a handful of children without waiting for the clinical trials to be done.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay. Like, it is such a joke. I was shocked.
I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying. DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story.
Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
February on DBL, we're telling stories of hope and healing, love and loss. A model who voluntarily amputated her leg chooses to lose the other. We are with her as she fights her way back to the catwalk.
I cry a lot.
A transgender powerlifter is banned from competing against women. Is this fair? Plus, the secret life of a Hollywood love and sex addict, and love in the time of COVID, our series to give you all the feels before Valentine's Day.
Life is too short. Let's just start our lives together.
Also, in True Crime Chronicles, Jodi Arias and JonBenet Ramsey, stunning information never revealed before. In Freedom Files, wrongfully convicted, a man locked away for 3 decades, while the true killer confesses for the world to see.
Did he commit that crime?
No, he didn't.
Who did?
I did.
And could you forgive your father's killer? How one woman found the strength to do the unthinkable.
It wasn't really about forgiveness for me as how do I get back my power?
This February, don't miss a day of DBL.
I love that song. I love that promo. I love the show. Welcome back to DBL. Did you know one of the most common dreams people have is about their teeth? We're chatting about it in DBL's Smile Bright, presented by Smile Direct Club. Ooh, thanks. We most commonly dream about our teeth falling out, according to Dream Dictionary, and it really does mean you're dealing with a lot of stress, fear, or anxiety in life. Second, rotting teeth. That's a great shot, which can mean feeling unhealthy or insecure in yourself. And lastly, I've had this one, crumbling teeth dreams. This signifies unconscious worries like aging or losing things that were once strong and are no longer. When it comes to dental care and your health, Smile Direct Club offers an affordable and convenient dental care, from aligners to teeth whitening and more. Visit SmileDirectClub.com to learn more. Have you guys had any of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just crumbling. You're like, what is this?
Absolutely haven't, but I do have a recent night guard that I had to get, so I obviously grind my teeth in my sleep.
How is that going? You're supposed to tell me it's working.
It hurts. I mean, honestly, I'm not wearing it as much as I should. It just hurts too much.
Are you wearing it at all?
No, I actually haven't worn it since Christmas, but I'm gonna start wearing it tonight again.
You're so funny.
Because I haven't been grinding. I don't have headaches anymore, but
That's
when I
really
get them,
good.
I'll put it back. But it's very tight like a retainer, and I had braces my whole life, so
Me too.
it's just not fun to go back there.
No.
See, I was supposed to get a mouth guard, but I got acupuncture because I've actually had my teeth crumble overnight because I've been grinding so hard.
You had acupuncture in the jaw?
Yeah.
Liz?
And she did like a sneak attack on me too. I was like, I'm having this. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh. And then I haven't had a problem since.
Wow,
Okay,
it's
I'll be
called-
the one to come to the show like, woo, okay. So let's see.
All right, a quick goodbye to our coworkers who watch us from home today. We couldn't put the show on without you. We miss you. We're new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Thank you.